Welcome to episode 28 of the Sweet Natured Cruise Cast. Hi, I'm Linz. As always, I'm joined by Marky.
Hello.
Hello, and today we're talking, does luxury have to come in a small package? But first, a little mood music.
How was today's mood music?
I don't know what to say to that.
I'm trying to get that sort of luxury.
I don't know if it's giving luxury.
Okay, well, maybe.
It's serving something, but I don't think it's luxury.
Okay, well, I'll take that one as not a win then. I've had a couple of wins recently, so let's see what happens on the next episode.
Okay.
As you said, though, today, the main topic that we're going to talk about is whether luxury can only come in small packages.
And by that we mean smaller ships.
Yes.
I guess you could say smaller resorts, boutique resorts, but we're talking ships.
But that's what we talk, 'cause it's a cruise cast.
Yacht.
Or a yacht in
Yeah,
this
I remember.
case.
Cruise cast.
We've also got a cruise confession.
Oh, we do?
We do. We've got one. And we have a couple of news stories as well to have a chat about.
Okay.
But let's get on with talking about this. Now, obviously, the main reason for us talking about this is having, at the time of recording, 2 weeks ago, just got off of our first small yacht.
Yes.
Which was from...
A big yacht.
A big yacht,
It
but
was
a small ship.
A mega yacht, a small ship.
Yeah. From Windstar Cruises. And that was the first time we'd ever been on what you would class as a luxury line. So we'd been on the sort of premium ones, your celebrities, etc. But that's that sort of step above. And there were quite a few things that we saw on board. And this isn't a review of this. We'll be doing our normal review on the channel. But there were quite a few things on there that we thought, this level of luxury, could you get it on a bigger ship? Or can you only get it when it's so few people?
I get the gist.
So when we were on Windstar, there were 208 passengers on there and 199 crew.
That's, yeah.
So you're pretty close to like one-to-one in terms of that, which definitely gives them a leg up on a service level compared to, say, Icon of the Seas with 7,000 passengers and 4,000 crew.
Yeah.
So, you know, whilst it's got a lot more crew on that type of ship, you've also got a lot more people to look after as well.
Yes.
Is there any way that you want to start sort of talking about this? Is there any aspects you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about service first? Do you want to talk about the food type of stuff?
Yes.
Go for it then.
I've been ruined.
You've been ruined.
I've been ruined.
Okay.
I don't...
Please expand.
I've been ruined in that it was so... I felt so spoiled and so personally served. How would you describe it?
I'm not sure I would have classed it as personally served, spoiled and ruined all in one go, but...
What would you say?
You mean from a service level, from that sort of attention, from...
Let me give an example.
That does help more.
I don't... When we were going to bed, I didn't have to open the door to go to bed. I was... The door, if Tanang saw us...
So that was our room steward.
And coming down the corridor, he would open the door for us.
And then mysteriously vanish again before we even got there.
Vanish in a sort of sneaky way. And he was gone. They were sorting my cocktail out when I walked in the bar. They knew what I wanted to drink. They knew I liked spicy nuts. They knew I liked the cheesy canapes. They knew I liked to hug when I got back on the yacht. All these things have been ruined. I don't know if I can go on another cruise.
I like the Mr. Deeds reference for the sneaky, because I'd been thinking of what a lot of it reminded me of in there. And what's the name of that too, please?
I don't know, but he's also in Severance, is it? And he's amazing.
Is it John Chichowa?
I think that's right.
It might be that. And it was like that with them in the... If you've never seen the Mr. Deeds film, obviously this means nothing, but we have, so we can talk about it. That there would appear to be no staff around until the second that you needed someone.
And then magically...
Or you might not even know that you needed them. They knew that you needed them before
Yes.
sometimes you did. And then
Yes.
they'd magically appear.
Sort you out.
Sort you out with whatever you didn't know you needed, and then disappear again.
I didn't know until I knew that I needed a devil's margarita in my life. Around this time, actually, I'm on the Sauvignon Blanc, but I would have preferred a devil's margarita to have been made for me as I'm walking in.
Well, the door would have been open for you as you walked in.
And the band would have started playing something from the 80s that I like, because they knew I was the 80s queen. And I ruined.
Whilst we don't want to just sort of be talking about all the bits of sort of how much it's ruined you.
Yeah, but it ruined me in other ways as well. Because it wasn't all a good ruin.
Well, this is about sort of about luxury only coming in small packages.
Yeah.
If we then think about that service level, because that's what we're talking about there, that's a service level specific.
Yes, so that was very luxurious.
Could you, or have we ever experienced anything close to that on the bigger ships? So let's define a bigger ship as anything from 1,500 passengers upwards.
Okay.
Because there are bigger, smaller ships, in particular things like Viking, Seabourn, Silver Seas, Azamara, etc., that are all sub sort of 1,200 passengers, that I would expect the service level is similar to that.
Yes.
Because you're paying a much higher rate, and I would expect that it is. We haven't tried them, so we can't say for definite, but I would expect that. So if we look at sort of the slightly bigger ships, or maybe look at Celebrity and Virgin, who we rate incredibly well for their, or MSC Yacht Club.
Yeah.
Have any of them come close to that level of service? And is it realistic to think that they could do?
Oh, that's a very good question. Thinking back, I felt spoiled at the time when I was in Yacht Club.
Yeah.
I felt spoiled at the time we were in Richard's rooftop and had a Rockstar suite. Felt spoiled then. But there was just something... was it because we didn't have to walk as far to get to the bar? Is that why I really like it?
I think there was an element of that, because obviously it being very small, you could get anywhere on the ship within a minute.
The food was incredible.
Well, we'll come back to the food later on.
I know what you're saying, because I know they do these ship within a ship experiences. And
well, that's kind of what I'm getting at there.
We've done that. But it was a different level. Even though the pricing was very similar, I felt more spoiled on the smaller ships. And I can't get my head round necessarily why, even though the staff have always been phenomenal in the ship within the ship.
I was going to say, if we talk specifically about Yacht Club there, then as a comparison, because for the longest time, Yacht Club had our fastest ever embarkation, and it's still right up there. It was sub 10 minutes. This one, I don't think can actually ever be beaten, because we didn't have a queue at all anywhere.
We didn't get a drink in his hand. We had to go find a drink. Unlike on Yacht Club, I got a drink thrust into my hand, and I always enjoyed that.
To be fair, we've also had a drink handed to us when we've got on Celebrity.
And we've also had a drink handed to us when we've got on Virgin.
Yeah.
So these score highly for me.
Yeah.
However, we were on the drinks package, and I 16 minutes, I think you said, to when I got a drink.
Yeah.
So I'm happy about that. But it could... I have had it quicker. So, in that respect... it could have been, I feel, that would have been the perfect embarkation.
I wonder, 'cause bearing in mind that we got on a little bit later on Windstar, I wonder if we'd have got on at the same time as most of the other passengers.
I don't think there was a real time.
Maybe there was someone at the top where they offered drinks.
I don't know.
Because there were drinks in the
sort
of check-in area.
Spa-style flavoured fruity water drinks.
I might be remembering wrong, because we have videoed it, obviously, but I seem to remember there being like this little sort of stall area within the check-in area.
No, you're dreaming that. That didn't happen. I would have known. I would have sensed it.
We never queued though, did we? We just
No,
went
we went
straight to it,
through.
straight past it, and straight on. So there might have been something within there. The ship within a ship side of it, I think, is the closest experience that you can get
Yes.
to these ones if you don't leave it. So if you stayed within, for instance, MSC's Yacht Club on one of its bigger ships,
Yeah.
that's probably a similar size and facilities to what we would have got on Windstar.
I guess so, yeah. But with that, I guess you get what people will think the best of both worlds, in that they can go to the yacht club, in the yacht club, and then they can venture out, have all the crazy and all the big shows,
Yeah.
and then escape back to yacht
The
club.
quiet and the peace. And we've talked about that before.
Yeah, yeah. Which is wonderful when you're doing it.
Yeah.
But the thought for me, going smaller, I didn't expect the short distance to the bar to be as
As big a selling point.
as big a kind of like joyous experience as it was. Because we're used to going trekking off to go to the bar.
Yeah.
But to do it in less than 3 minutes and have my drink getting ready for me, amazing. It was like, I felt very special and very spoiled,
Yeah.
which I haven't felt when I've gone on Yacht Club.
I don't think it's fair to say you didn't feel spoiled.
I did. No, that's. You're right. It's just that we did feel spoiled on Yacht Club. I felt like it was my yacht
Yeah.
on Windstar.
There were more than one occasion where, I think we might have even said this when we did the ship tour video the other day, where we felt like we were the only people on the ship because we were in port and there
Yeah.
were a couple of ports where we didn't get off
No.
because we wanted to just enjoy it and
Yeah, yeah.
explore it.
And we'd been.
And we'd
And
been,
it was raining.
Yeah. So we just stayed on. But where, like at the front of the ship, the whirlpool, we never saw anyone else. There were one occasion where we saw one person.
That was my.
We
that was
never
my
saw
hot tub.
someone else get in the swimming pool the entire time that
No,
we
that
were on
was
there,
my
apart from
swimming
you and
pool.
us. There were quite a few times where we were the only people on the pool deck for hours.
Yeah. And then people would come down, but like if you stay on Princess and you go to the Sanctuary and you select your sun loungers and they're the ones you're assigned, we had our own sun loungers by the pool for
Yeah.
the whole trip.
Yeah, but they weren't assigned to us.
They weren't assigned to us.
Technically, someone else could have laid
They
there.
could there, but they were our sun loungers.
Yeah.
Again, felt like it was.
Well, we had a
our
table
sun
that we
loungers.
sat on every night in the
Compass Rose.
Compass Robes, thank you. I couldn't remember what the name of it was then for a second, which was sort of the pre and post dinner drinks bar that we went into.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got that same seat every night.
Yeah.
Um,
Apart from one night. One night we didn't sit there, we just sat around the corner.
did we?
Yeah, just one night, but again, in very close distance.
Yeah. So I think I get what you mean from the spoiling. I think you can get close to it on bigger ships in terms of the service level, but I think in order to do it, which is what we're talking about on here, in order to do it, you can't be in the main part of the ship to get that level of service. I think
no.
you have to be
Service-
in the ship within a ship.
Yeah, service
element.
great. Service great. One thing, can we talk about elements that I found a little bit, which I didn't find like what we normally get on a bigger ship?
Yeah, of course you can.
In respect of the clientele,
Yeah.
I feel that we would have had a better time if there were people on there that we knew, so our group of friends.
There were quite a lot of people that were on there that were with groups of friends.
Yeah, well, maybe they made friends, but they were. I feel that if to get even more of that your yacht experience, if you went on it with a group of friends and family, you would feel like it was your yacht.
Yeah,
Because
for
when
sure.
people got back on, I didn't feel like it was my yacht anymore. But it was my yacht when it was just...
When it was just us.
Yeah. But in respect of going... If you are looking at Windstar, I would maybe go for the first time and bring another couple or family and friends with you. Because in respect of you can have dinner together, not a problem. In the speciality, not a problem. You can all have dinner together. It will feel like you've basically like chartered your own yacht.
Yeah.
If you did that.
I get what you mean from there, but I think it's because I saw so many other sort of. I don't think they were just people that they'd met on board. There'll be an element of that, but I think a lot of it that they had gone in small groups.
Yeah,
they travelled together.
And maybe that's the thing. You feel more it's your yacht if there's people on there that you know.
Yeah, very possibly.
Can we talk about the beds?
Well, no, not at this point. What I would like to talk about is the food. Because we're talking about...
You're going to make me hungry now, though.
Yeah, but we've got some stuff cooking, so you'll
We
be
do.
fine. Because really we're talking about the luxury thing coming in small packages. Things like the beds and stuff we'll get into in the main review.
Okay.
So food, though. How... Well, let's just talk about the food to start with very quickly. Impressions of food on the smaller ship, on the yacht?
Amazing. Apart from, I only had blue cheese once as a cheese. I had it as the sauce.
You had it as a canapé a couple of times.
Sauce. No. I had it as a blue cheese sauce nearly every day, and I only had it as cheese once. Love blue cheese, and I basically love cheese, and there was a lot of cheese. And
but let's get in on to actual food.
Lamb. In the main dining room. Venison in the main dining room.
I think it's unfair on there, and again, this is what we're talking about, can it only come in small packages? I feel it's almost unfair to call it a main dining room, because we've been in bigger speciality restaurants than that on the bigger ships.
Yeah.
You know, you look at like Wonderland on the big
two-tier,
Oasis ones, there's like 300, 400 people in there.
Yeah.
So... This, at the most, had 208, and we never saw it full, not even close to being full.
No, and a nice space in between the tables. It's not like...
Loads of room.
Loads of room. You felt like if you were having a table for two, it was a proper...
Yeah, you weren't sat just like maybe 2 foot or 3 foot away from other people. And so you look at MSC and it's sort of entry-level ones, you sat about an inch away from the other people. This one, I don't think we were sat within 6, 7 foot of anyone.
But maybe because we were a couple, they kept us on tables that they felt was more intimate. I don't know, but we didn't feel...
No.
We didn't feel that we were listening to anybody else's conversation.
No, we definitely
They were
didn't.
listening to ours. The food was incredible.
The food in, let's call it the main dining room.
Amphora.
Was up there in terms of any speciality dining that we've got, but every single night.
Yeah.
For the main dining.
Yeah.
To the degree that it has 2 other speciality dining on there.
Yeah.
Quadro 44, which is a Spanish tapas, one which were fantastic. We went there twice. And Candles, which is their steakhouse. We went there once. We could have gone into each of those more, but we wanted to go into the main dining room because the food was just so great.
They had no au poivre sauce in Candles.
They didn't have au poivre sauce, but they had a lot of other sauces.
Yeah, I know, but I like an au poivre sauce.
But let's now compare that to other ones.
Who have au poivre sauce?
Who may or may not have
They
au
do
poivre
have
sauce.
au poivre
Well,
sauce.
let's talk about 3 cruise lines that we've talked about in the past that we've rated really high for food.
And they have au poivre sauce.
Au poivre may or may not be a factor, which is Princess, Celebrity, and Virgin.
Yes.
We've rated them the highest for food consistently across each cruise that we do, so not just a ship.
Yeah.
How close do you feel that...
Princess Speciality. I just like to put a little...
Yeah.
And Princess Club Class.
Yeah. How close do you think that those ships are in terms of the food to the luxury smaller yacht experience that we just had?
Oh my goodness, you're putting me on the spot now. If I had to... Let's put it this way. If we were going for a meal right now...
Yeah.
Where would I be happy going?
Because you see, I can think of a couple of restaurants on those just while you're pondering your thoughts.
Yeah.
On the bigger ships that I feel are close to or at the same level, but it's individual restaurants. So, for instance, on Virgin, I think Pink Agave is up there with any restaurant on any ship, and it's included.
Yes.
Which is their Mexican one. You could put it close to Quadro 44.
You could.
Because it's that tapasy type thing. It's
I've
bigger.
seen-
I think they do fantastic margaritas in there on top of that.
They do. They do.
The service has always been brilliant in there.
Yeah.
And the food quality, I think, is
Oh, yeah.
comparable.
Yeah.
So I think that you can get food of a similar level, but not necessarily at every single restaurant. I think the Wake is a better steakhouse, for instance, on Virgin than Candles was on Windstar.
You know what? I'm going to agree. I'm going to agree.
I think if we look at celebrity, I don't think its main dining, its included options are as good.
No, but Eden Risotto.
But Eden's food is up there, but you're paying an extra $200 for the two of us.
Yeah, it's pricey. Very
So
pricey.
if you were doing that every day, it'd work out. It's already close to being a similar price doing, for instance, a balcony on Apex or a suite on Apex. If you were in the retreat, that's probably more expensive than what we paid to go on Windstar.
Yeah, yeah.
So, if you then add in that restaurant element on Princess, I think things like the pizzas on there, Alfredo's.
Love an Alfredo.
We love Alfredo's.
Love Alfredos.
And I think the speciality dining on there, for instance, Sabatini's on Ruby Princess were amazing.
Oh, yeah, because I had chicken.
Chicken palm.
I had a chicken. What's it called?
Chicken palm.
Yeah, but I had that on Windstar.
You had it on Windstar.
And I preferred it on Ruby.
Yeah. So I think that you can get.
But that was in the
food.
main dining room, not the. It's just. The food was really good. That's what I'm getting at.
But what I think that we can take from that is that you can get food of a similar level to Windstar.
Yes, and they're all about the James. It's very good. Don't get me wrong. It's very good.
I think it's probably the best food that we've had where you look at it across every meal for any cruise ship we've ever done.
Yeah.
But I think that you can get that same level of luxury on a bigger ship.
Yes.
You've just got to pick the right
ship.
restaurant.
Yeah.
And I say Virgin's Pink Agave for me is that.
And the Wake for brunch. They don't do a brunch on Windstar. I was like, why don't they do brunch? They would have done a very good
maybe
brunch.
they do them on a bigger ship.
Maybe.
Sorry, on a bigger ship, on longer cruises.
Okay. So that's that sorted.
Okay. We've talked about service already, sort of at length. What about things such as entertainment?
You know what? I loved the entertainment. I loved it.
Well, I say this isn't a review.
No, I loved the little duo and then Dr. Flavour. I thought they were great.
Well, that's what I'm getting at is, can you get that sort of... You're going to get bigger productions on bigger ships.
Yeah, but there's not the intimacy. It doesn't feel as intimate. It doesn't
If you want to go see a Broadway show, then you go on Royal Caribbean's big ships, you go on Disney, etc., and you're going to get that big performance. The entertainment on there... I enjoyed the entertainment for what it was for me and you. I enjoyed that more than on, for instance, P&O's Iona.
Yes.
They're very different.
Very different. But it felt more special.
It felt more personalised.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that, for me, that's what a lot of the luxury is. It's not... I know you've said spoil a few times. For me, it's about it feels more personalised.
And it didn't feel... They weren't trying to be arty or... whack on a spangly jacket. It was basically...
No, there were no spangly jackets.
Great music, great musicians, great singers, doing classic songs in their own style from the past decades and giving it a bit of a twist. And I loved it.
So can you get that on the bigger ships then?
I only one I can think of is on Virgin, where they have the little in the back. What's it called? Where I like the cheese.
On the dock?
The dock. They have and also in the roundabout as well. They have it there.
Well, in the roundabout, is it the Rock Soft Bar?
I can't remember what it's called. I like the cheese bar.
I know you like the cheese bar, the dock. In the dock house, and I think it's called On the Rocks or Get Your Rocks
But in
Off
the
or whatever.
middle.
They have those similar performances to like we got on Windstar, where you sat very close to the band will interact with the audience a lot more.
Yeah.
It feels like you're at sort of an unplugged type event.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So I think, again, you can get it on there, but I don't think it's the norm.
No.
I think
No.
it's something that Virgin do it very well, but that fits in
Yes.
with Virgin's brand.
Yeah.
I can't think that we've seen it comparably on Celebrity or Princess. It tends to be more sort of the slightly bigger performance.
And sometimes a
type
little bit
stuff.
art house as well, which sometimes you just want a lovely song
Or
sang in a lovely
watching
way.
some lovely flamenco dancers.
Oh, amazing, yeah.
Okay. Anything else that you'd like to sort of have a chat about in terms of that luxury?
I liked it.
I think in summary, because we're saying can you, so let's give an answer to that. From my perspective, yes, you can, but you would struggle to get that level of luxury across an entire ship. But you can find it in patches.
Yeah.
You can find it within different cruise lines on different ships, not necessarily on every single ship.
No.
But yes, you can, but not everywhere.
No, I understand. Thank you.
Anything else you'd like to add to that?
No?
Ooh. Would you like a cruise confession?
Yes, please. Now, is this one that we can actually do?
It is.
Okay, I'll do it.
So this is from Claire, who's part of our Facebook group.
Hi, Claire.
So she said it was our first cruise
Oh, lovely.
as newlyweds, celebrating our honeymoon.
Nice.
And it was on a dress to impress type night.
Uh-oh.
So all dolled up, feeling a bit fancy.
Yeah.
And naturally drinks are flowing.
Of course.
Claire had chosen a dress that needed a strapless bra.
Been there.
You can relate to that,
I
can't you?
can relate to that.
But she said, let's be real, strapless bras can be an instrument of torture.
Well, they can be an instrument of torture, and you need hand in it. I mean, basically, it's like Gone with the Wind when you put me in mine.
Harness you in them.
I have to hold on to something, and you have to put a foot in my back.
By the time they'd finished dinner and a couple more of those cocktails, I was done with the bra.
I bet.
So back at the cabin,
Yeah.
liberated herself.
Because she's had Dr. Vodka or something of
Yeah.
that nature.
Pure bliss, and then promptly fell into a blissfully boozy slumber.
Been there.
You can relate to that, can't you?
I mean, what time is it now? I've still got my bra on, which shouldn't normally happen during the week.
Well, just keep it on for about another 15 minutes. Otherwise, YouTube will be having words with us. Fast forward a few hours, Claire wakes up, half asleep,
Yeah.
still a little tipsy, and needing a bathroom break.
Okay.
You know, that foggy middle of the night
Yeah, I
confusion.
got it. Yeah.
Stumbles out of bed and somehow manages to wander straight out of the cabin into the corridor.
Oh.
And she's talking full on, strapless, braless in the corridor.
So she's not secure. She's not secure.
She's not secure.
Okay.
This very quickly shook her awake. Standing in the hallway, completely exposed, knocking frantically on the door, but at the same time trying to be quiet.
I bet all of her were knocking.
Didn't want to alert other people as to what was going on.
No.
And have even more people see her. Thankfully, her discreet knocks were heard by her husband.
Oh, that's good.
His first thought was, oh God, did she lock herself in the toilet? But no, much worse. Opens the door and she's there, clutching her arms across her chest, trying to protect her modesty,
been there,
looking
Claire.
utterly bewildered.
I've been there, Claire. There's a time and a place for your arms folding across you, and it might look defensive, but it's not. It's a case of, my boobs have had enough now. I've had enough. And especially poor Claire, I can imagine she had one facing tomorrow and one facing yesterday, which is a thing.
Especially when you've had a few cocktails.
Oh, yeah, they do what they want. They do what they want.
She said, apparently I have a tendency to get lost in strange places after a few drinks. Usually it's just I end up with a pyjama top on and a confused wander around a house. But this was a whole new level.
Wow.
So for anyone who saw her in person
Yeah.
or on the ship CCTV, she apologises and is asking for forgiveness.
She's so forgiven. She's so forgiven. If you've ever worn a strapless bra, you'll know the pain it brings. You'll know the pain getting it on. You'll know the joy taking it off. And
It's so... We've heard
it's
of
not
so many people, not necessarily with the strapless bra, but who've accidentally wandered out into the corridor when they've got up to use the loo in the middle of the night.
I mean, it happens. It happens. And
Have we had it happen to us yet? I don't recall it, but I don't want to say categorically.
I'm touching wood veneer. No,
But
no, we're more
completely
likely to
forgiven.
end up in a walk-in wardrobe.
Well, or a walk-in utility closet, which has happened to you more than once,
Look,
including on this last cruise. But that's a story for another day.
I mean, it has happened to me. As I pointed out on the ship tour, I wasn't in formal wear
At
this
that
time.
point. Whereas when you went to the Groves in a hotel, you wore informal wear and then closed the cupboard door behind you because you were too embarrassed.
I was so embarrassed because I was like, I can't just come out of the cleaning cupboard in an evening gown.
So how long did you stay there before?
I was there a while, and then of course I needed to go to the bathroom, and then when I came back from the ladies, the whole
show had started.
Well, the awards had started again, and you were like, I was like. Yes. And if you've ever been to one of these awards things, they sit you next to a stranger. They do the boy girl sit you next to a stranger thing. So the guy at the side of me was like, "What? Where have you been?" And I thought, no, I can't say because. And you know what happened? I'm not going to name drop, but a very well-known person paid me a compliment, and then I said thank you, and then I ended up in a cleaning cupboard, not
distracted.
Boris Becker style by myself. I'm just going to say because I thought it was the ladies, and
it made you lose your concentration.
I was just like, oh, thank you very much, and I opened the door. I was like, oh no, and I ended up in the cleaning cupboard in a full.
So we can relate to
evening
people
gown.
who
no tiara.
Who end up in the hallway after a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
Shall we have some cruise news?
You best do your cruise news because I'm getting quite hungry now, and I've been on the wine, and I feel I'm too chatty.
You are quite chatty tonight. Cruise story.
I've had a very busy day.
Cruise story number 1.
I've had a very busy day at work. I can't tell you what I've been doing.
No, you can't. Would you like a cruise story, or do you want to just keep?
Use it as therapy.
Yeah.
No, go on. Do your
Okay.
cruise.
Do your cruise story. So we're going to start off. This is kind of related to the episode.
Okay.
Captain Kate McHugh, we mentioned it on the last one.
She's not got the Loch Ness job.
No, she decided, she obviously interviewed for her, we can only assume, but there must have been someone better qualified to look for Nessie. Has announced what her next adventure is.
She's
after
gone
Celebrity.
super fancy, hasn't she?
She has. She has gone to a brand new cruise line, which is Four Seasons.
Nice.
So Four Seasons, who, if you're a fan of White Lotus, have appeared within that show.
Well, they haven't appeared. Their hotels have appeared of the White Lotus resorts.
And they are renowned for not being cheap and being very fancy. They're coming into the world of luxury yachting.
Done that.
In January next year, January 26th.
Nice.
She is going to be their first captain.
Lovely.
So when it goes out for its maiden in the Caribbean next January, it'll be Captain Kate on that. There's not a lot known about the brand yet,
apart from it's Ritz-Carlton.
No, it's not Ritz-Carlton.
Four Seasons. Sorry, so Four Seasons.
Ritz-Carlton's already out.
Four Seasons.
Four Seasons. Do not mix up the two.
I won't mix them. But people will.
They will, yeah, absolutely.
People will.
All that we know at this moment in time is it's going to be very expensive because the suites for a 7-night cruise are starting at $21,000. So,
have you booked that for us?
No, but if Captain Kate would like us to come on, we will quite happily go on and
I'm not doing a free Four Seasons cruise.
It's the only way you're ever going to go on a Four Seasons cruise.
I don't know. Lex might take me.
Maybe Lex Luthor takes you, but I would quite happily go on it. Maybe they set a future series of White Lotus on it.
They've done a bit of yachting this time, haven't they? But this was...
They covered a little bit of a yacht on it. They did a little bit of yachting in the second season, which didn't work out well for one of the characters. I won't spoil it in case you haven't seen that yet.
Oh, yeah, they don't do well with boats, do they?
No. So maybe they do a fun...
Yeah, because we were
That'd
trying
be
to...
quite an interesting season,
We were trying to figure where
they're going to do next.
We thought it'd be like Morocco or...
I said Australasia.
You said Australasia, but it'd have to be like Brisbane or something where the Versace is or something like that.
Well, we shall see.
We'll get another Pam. Pam could go because she's Australian. Pam with her mobile bag or cell phone bag.
Yeah.
Or a device bag, whatever you want. She puts it in a bag.
Excuse me. Cruise story number 2.
Sorry.
Virgin, who we've also mentioned in this episode,
Love Virgin.
have announced a shed load of new entertainment for
Oh, yes.
the new Brilliant Lady, which were due to be going on next year. About a year from now, isn't it? It starts sailing in August this year. So it's not that far away at the time of
No,
recording,
because
about
isn't
6
she
months.
going to Portsmouth, doing a special trip to Portsmouth?
Is she?
I think so, but I think it's for trade.
Right. I mean, every one of them has gone there first.
Yeah,
it
so it's
won't
almost
surprise
like
me.
a little blessing now, isn't it?
Although, having said that, she's been on a world tour by the look of it, Brilliant Lady, going everywhere.
We saw him, was it Malaga?
We saw her in Malaga, yeah.
Okay.
We got some pictures of her.
Okay.
So the new shows that they've announced, because it's not just 1 or 2, they've announced 2 brand new Red Room shows and 5 new shows for the Manor. They're all just going to be on Brilliant Lady to start with.
Amazing.
I suspect some of them will just remain on there because they've done that with Zillion and they've done it
Yeah.
with some of the other ones. But give me your thoughts on some of these.
Okay.
So the first one is called Red Hot, which is a musical review that explores 50 years of Virgin Records legacy
Okay.
hits.
Okay.
So the second one is called Out of Time, and that's a comedic time-travelling escapade,
Oh, okay.
which that one sounds the least Virgin.
Yeah, okay.
'Cause
Okay.
But I
okay.
suspect they'll do it in a Persephone type way, and
Maybe.
it'll be quite fun. In
Fun
the
for
Manor,
you.
they've got a couple of ones coming up there called Up with a Twist,
Yeah.
which is their latest supper club experience, but where the passengers can influence the outcome of the show.
Oh, okay.
Then they've got Murder in the Manor,
Ooh.
which is, as it would suggest,
Like a murder show?
Yeah,
Do you have to
true
figure it out?
crime.
Okay, do you?
And guests take part in solving the murder mystery.
Oh, you'll love that.
I like a murder
You
mystery.
love that kind of thing.
Electric converts apparently the whole ship into a neon lit dance floor, complete with UV lights, fluorescent decorations. So that sounds like that there's going to be potentially another ship-wide party other than Scarlet Night.
You know what it makes me think of? Ross's teeth.
Where they glow.
Yeah, we need to get that.
And then the other one was Duets, which is a showcase of Motown and classic rock. The other favourite, Scarlet Night, is getting a revamp of it called Weather Locations. So because it's going up to do in Alaska, they're assuming the traditional pool jump isn't going to work. So what they're doing is coming up with a purpose cold weather version of that, not just that it's raining, we can't do it tonight, so we all go in the red
Okay, I
room.
understand.
Another version of it. So I thought that were quite good that they're going to do. Because we did say at the time it's not really a cold weather ship.
No, we did say that.
I still stand by that, and I'll be
Yeah.
interested to see, what happens from there. Final news story, and it's a real quick one. MSC has named its latest ambassadors for its brand new ship, MSC World America.
Okay.
Its godmother is going to be Drew Barrymore.
Oh, lovely.
We love Drew Barrymore,
Yeah, we do love Drew Barrymore.
which not necessarily an obvious link to cruising, but we like Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
But they've got a second one who's their kind of ambassador at the moment,
Okay.
which is Orlando Bloom.
Now, he did his Pirates movies, and also he's engaged to Katy Perry, who is also a godmother.
Of
can't
MSC?
I can't remember which ship. I think she's but basically Orlando and Katy love a cruise.
Lynn's with the facts. This is brilliant.
I'm not here just to drink.
But you know, facts and you drink. You drink and you know things. That you could use that in a show.
That is so true. It's so true.
One of the bits that he's been talking about,
Not maths.
not maths, no, is Orlando is a self-confessed extreme sports
Person.
fan.
Yes, he is.
From bungee jumping to everything else on there. So he's been listing the 6 things that he's most excited for. He did a video for them
Oh,
as well.
Orlando, okay.
And top of his list is called the Cliffhanger, which is an over-the-water swing that dangles riders 164 feet above the ocean. Do you fancy you got that?
No.
Isn't there a similar one in Vegas?
There's a
On
similar
top
one
of
in
Stratosphere or
Vegas. There's a
something?
similar one in, I want to say, Rotterdam.
Yes, Rotterdam on top of one of
Yeah.
or Amsterdam.
It's a thing. I'm not a swinger in any way, shape, or form.
Do you fancy any of the other extreme sports?
No.
Stick with the drinking and knowing things.
And you will succeed in life.
And that brings us to the end of the cruise cast.
Well, cheers, darling.
Cheers,
Ooh.
Lance.
Thank you for listening and have a lovely day.
And I'll play us out with a little mood music.
You and your mood.